I just wanted to talk today, not really trying to trade, just talk. And the goal of this video is to just let the world or anybody who's new into crypto understand that crypto is not for the faint-hearted. It's even though it's for everybody, is but it comes with self-education. Most people who are new into crypto are in for the short-term gains. They have to look into, or we all have to look into the very longevity or the future of it is way beyond currency. Bitcoin is way beyond currency. It's about the technology. The technology is so sound, is robustful and resilient. And if you join crypto for just the short-term gains, you mess the whole thing. If you join crypto just to speculate the price, you mess the whole thing. It's not even about Bitcoin. Is not even about the currency, like I said earlier on. It's about freedom. It's about having the freedom to move your own money, have access to your own money. And the sound or the economics of Bitcoin is too sound to understand that once you start comparing it to the traditional fiat currencies, then you start seeing the flaws. There's so many flaws in the traditional fiat currency, and one of them is the unlimited supply. Bitcoin defeats that by having a limited supply of 21 million. So Bitcoin becomes deflationary, or normal fiat currencies is inflationary. See, we can go on and argue about how how evolutionary Bitcoin is, and that's not really the main purpose of this video. The main purpose is we've already established that Bitcoin has already established that 16% of American population use Bitcoin, so we don't have to even stress ourselves with how Bitcoin is and how important it is. The goal is to let people who are new into crypto understand that we all have different set of skills, and you can be what you want to be at any given point. If you want to trade, you can be a trader. It's normal, but every move you make on the interwebs has to be governed by some elements of empirical facts. You understand? Like, you have to be sure of every move you make. Otherwise, you end up getting, let's say, losing a lot. So, for one thing I realized about technology is it will punish you for your negligence and it will reward you for your knowledge. So, the more you become knowledgeable pertaining to a given subject, the more you tend to dilute your losses. So, like, market cipher is a script that helps you to trade. Well, what makes it a script, or what makes it a better script? Because market cipher gives you real-time empirical data. We have several scripts, but do they function like the way market cipher does? That's a question you have to ask yourself. So we have different smartphones all over the world, but why is it that people are using just two, or not necessarily just what we have two companies that seem to be dominating, or three or four, let's say five, or let's say we have a lot of smartphones. Sorry for making that assertion. Like, we have a lot of smartphones, but the demand for smartphones tends to be very narrow in terms of which one the consumers want. Same way I'm talking about script. We have several of them, and it's different source code. So everybody has this logic behind programming, but market cipher makes it much more easier. See, the goal of this whole video is to let people understand that every step you make in crypto, you have to back with some elements of knowledge. Don't assume that somebody on the interwebs know much more better than you when you don't know the intentions or you don't know the motive. You understand? Especially when anonymous is involved. Anonymity is more or less like a way of hiding your motive. When people hide behind keyboards, they can act tough, but literally in real sites they are not. So the same way comes to money and knowledge. People can act smart in the interwebs, but maybe hiding something from you. So the goal is to learn it for yourself. The reason why I'm saying this is because I learned it's the hard way. I lost some money, but I learned it in a hard way, and I don't want people to make the same elementary mistakes. And I'm trying to get this message across because most people ask themselves certain questions. What time should I buy Bitcoin? See, when you ask yourself these questions, that means you are new to crypto. You understand? Like, there is nothing like what time should I buy. is the question that you have to ask yourself is, who am I in crypto? Am I a short-term investor? Am I a long-term investor? Am I a speculator? Or am I a trader? You understand? So every move you make in crypto, you have to ask yourself certain questions. Who am I? Know who you are in crypto before you make any step. Otherwise, you will be forced to be somebody else. Yes, and that's when people start FOMOing, fear of missing out, and so that's when start people leaning towards other people's opinion. Well, should we buy? Should we sell? Should we buy? It's like you buy when you know when to buy, you sell when you know when to sell, especially when you have a script that gives you direction. That's why once I got hold of market side, I was like, well, I don't need any other thing again to know the very direction of an asset. Market Cypher makes it much more easy for me. And I'm not trying to sell you a script, but even if I'm trying to sell you something, it works. You understand? It works. It makes trading simplify, and the trading is one side of crypto. You can have other skills if you don't want to trade. You can be a programmer. You can be a developer, web developer. You can be a writer. You can learn something on your own. You understand? Like you can really be something or somebody in crypto. You can contribute to the, or you can even mine, depending on how well you understand mining. See, everybody has a stake. You can be a bot trader. You can see the opportunities are enough. All you have to do is find your strength. Sorry, find an area in crypto and be there. You understand? If you want to educate people how to trade, that's you. Well, if you know much more than just trading, that's you. If you want to learn, that's you, because there's so much ways of making money on the interwebs, and crypto is just as broad, as bigger than what people think it is. And I have a message for, of course, the title is probably more or less like recross. I have a message for you, but because he's a big influencer, I know he's into real estate. He's a big mogul in real estate, and I think recently, I think one of his interviews, he's not really much more into crypto because maybe he doesn't know much about it, or maybe the way people sell it to him in certain ways he doesn't understand it. But I wish he could hear this message. I wish he could listen to this message. That he should watch guys like CryptoFace, Jason Casper, even Aldo. They make a lot of money just trading, and trading is real. You can trade crypto because Market Cypher works for crypto as well. So this is a message for him, and to everybody as well. He's a big player because once he touches on the subject of crypto, people literally might also start looking into stuffs. It works both ways for everybody. And again, is something that the world needs to know. Crypto is the future, obviously. Web 3.0 is the future. We don't have to even debate about it anymore. It's just the way it is. So this is just a message for him and those who are new to crypto. Well, you're welcome. Stick to here, stick to crypto, learn the fundamentals, and it's the future. Just I mean, I don't know how to explain it because there are so many videos out there, so many books to read, so many knowledge, information out there that you can tap into it. And until then, have a nice time, people. Peace.